one of your favorite girls here, Cassie. I am back again for another episode for you guys, and I am severely missing Amanda. I'm sure that you guys are too. For me, this is just getting harder and harder as the weeks go on to try and think of things to talk to you guys about. But luckily / unluckily for me, I actually have been having some things to talk to you guys about. There's been some things going on with me personally that I definitely feel like I can share with you guys. So I might as well just go ahead and jump right into it. This will probably be a short episode because it's really only one topic. And that, as you guys know from listening to my last episode, is that my dad's 5-year anniversary was coming up, and that has since passed. And I must say that overall it was a pretty good day considering it was the anniversary, and to me 5 is kind of like a big milestone. So I actually tried making a reel for you guys too, so that way when you tune into our Instagram page, you will be able to kind of get an idea for what that day looked like for me and how I was feeling. But I'll give you guys a little rundown here now. So my dad is actually buried on the island where he grew up. It's called Fisher's Island, and you have to take a ferry to get there. So I drove all the way from New York over to Connecticut just to hop on a ferry to go to an island that is technically a part of New York. So why you can only get there from Connecticut, I don't know. I mean, it is a short boat ride for the most part. It's under an hour. But still, it would just kind of make sense, like, if you can get there from a different place. But anyways, so it was a very long travel day, but overall it wasn't too bad. And in the morning I was a little excited to go see him, which I feel like is kind of like a weird thing to say, because, you know, why would you be excited to go, you know, visit your dad's, you know, gravesite and whatever. But I was just in good spirits that morning. I wasn't feeling too sad or anxious or anything like that. And again, yes, I do try to put on my strong persona, because I was not by myself, and so I try to be there for other people. But it really wasn't that bad of a day. And we went to go see him early in the day. Normally we kind of go in the middle of the day, but we went a little earlier this time, and we didn't really spend as much time there, I feel, as we normally would. It was super hot though, so we wanted to go to the beach where it was a little cooler and, you know, you have water to cool off in, because there's not much to do there on the island. There's only so many things that are open, and it's a place that's only open to well, there's no tourism there pretty much. Like, you can go for like the day, but if you don't know somebody that lives there, there's no like hotels or anything like that, so you can't just like spend the night. So as you can imagine, there's not that much to do because there's not that many people on the island, but it's still pretty cool to see. It has a lot of history, and we spend a majority of the day at the beach until we have to go back on the boat. But it was nice. And I always look forward to going to see my dad's gravesite just because I have to make sure that, like, it's clean. I'm very weird about this kind of stuff, as you guys might know, but it's like one of the things that, like, I do. I just make sure, like, it's not too dirty, and things like that. And luckily it's on the ground, so there's not too many bushes covering it, so you don't have to, like, really worry about that, because some of the other ones are very well overgrown. But his isn't bad, and they always like cut the grass and stuff there, so it's nice. But yeah, I mean, the day was nice. I didn't really have any like strong emotions one way or the other. I mean, and partly probably because I never let myself actually think about it too much. Because when I did start to think about it the following day, there were some things that had happened that made me really miss my dad a lot. I felt alone, and he is kind of like the only person that I have to really like relate to, and that someone that I can talk to and like would just get it. I don't really have that connection with anybody else, and so, you know, when certain things happen, I miss him a lot. And it just really sucks that like I don't have my person to talk to, you know what I mean? So that was unfortunate. And I did lose it for a little bit. But I couldn't lose it for too long because I wasn't by myself, and things just kept like happening that day, and I wasn't able to just kind of have like a moment to myself. So it was a good thing, because you should never really like wallow in your pity for too long. But it also kind of sucked because I felt like, you know, I needed to release it in that way. So I was able to for like a very brief moment, but it didn't last as long as I probably would if I was by myself, which is also unhealthy because it probably would have lasted for quite some time, meaning like at least 24 hours. So, you know, I did have my moment, and I will admit that I'm not afraid to. But it was really just because I miss him. I miss having him to talk to. I miss being able to just have like my best friend, you know? Like we just got each other. Like you guys heard me talk about before, he couldn't speak after a while, but like he didn't have to for me to really like understand him, or for him to understand me. We just kind of had that like weird bond, and like it's really hard to like explain. But anybody that saw us together, you guys just know like what I'm talking about. And it's really unfortunate that I don't have that anymore. And there's just times, man, where it just gets really hard. But you know, I'm just forever grateful for having him in my life and creating all the memories that I was able to, even though, you know, there's been a lot of things going on in my life that I really wish he could see and be a part of. But I just try to remind myself that, you know, he is up there and he is still watching me, even though I don't feel his presence, and I don't hear him, and I don't get his advice anymore. But I do know that he's there. I do know that he's listening. They're always watching over us, and I truly, truly do believe that. It's just different. It's just really different. And I guess 5 years into it, I can say that maybe it's getting not easier, but I'm just not feeling it as hard. And I was talking to somebody who told me that, you know, as the years go on, it does get kind of like a little easier in that sense. And I mean, I guess it kind of does, but you're still gonna have those moments to where like on the anniversary, yeah, I might not have been that emotional, but there are certainly plenty of days where some random ass thing happens and I feel it hard to the core. So you really kind of just gotta go with it. You gotta ride the waves, and you have to just go with the flow, and, you know, try to feel it as much as you can. I know coming from me, that probably doesn't mean a lot. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to check in with you guys, make sure that I produce some kind of an episode for you. I do know you guys miss Amanda. I promise you she will be back. And I'm just really glad that July 30th is over this year. I look forward to it just because I like going to the island, but it's obviously just something that you don't, you know, want to happen. But anyways, that is all I got for you guys today. I know, I'm sorry it's a short one. I hope that it's somewhat entertaining and that it can give you guys a little bit of insight into what it's like. For me, anyway, I guess. Maybe some of you guys can relate. I don't know. You'll have to drop a comment and let me know. Write into us. We have an email address, mindsettalkspodcast@gmail.com. Or you can also DM us at Mindset Talks Podcast on Instagram. We also do have a Facebook where you can feel free to reach out to us there as well. And I will certainly do my best to get back to you, and just make sure you guys continue to support us. And let me know if you have any suggestions on future episodes, because I would love to hear it, and I would be more than happy to help you guys out and talk about it for you. So thanks guys, and I'll talk to you next time.